Definitely some jockeying for positioning happening. Oh.
In how the hell did the refs miss this? We have to look at Aliyah Boston getting absolutely cheap shot at by Tina Charles. And look, I know after the game, Tina Charles, you know, her and Aliyah Boston were talking and she was giving Aliyah Boston advice. I'm not out here saying that Tina Charles is the worst person in the world or Tina Charles the devil. What I'm saying is she should have been ejected. At the end of the day, basketball...
There's Aliyah Boston anchoring the paint like a pro when suddenly, whack! Not a soft foul, not a casual tangle, an open hand slap straight to the face. The kind of hit that belongs in a reality show, not a basketball game. And what do the refs do? Absolutely nothing. No whistle, no review, no reaction. Just another day in the WNBA where apparently taking a hit to the jaw is considered tough defense. At this point, the only consistent call is the league's silence when their stars get roughed up.
I just want to say the refereeing in the WNBA has to be fixed. This is something that has been a problem. No review about it. Sophie Cunningham caught an elbow to the head. No review about it. It's like once you put that Indiana Fever jersey on, there's a target on your back.
The ref was probably adjusting his socks, zoning out about dinner plans, or wondering if he left the stove on. Anything but officiating. Because Aliyah Boston didn't just get nudged, she got smacked. No whistle, no review, not even a side-eye. Just a full-on face slap, and the officials acted like someone bumped into her on accident in the grocery store. No foul, no flagrant, no tech, just vibes and selective blindness. Apparently, Mortal Kombat level contact is fair game now.
But we gotta talk about this. We have got to talk about this right here, because how the hell the referee saw this play right here.
Meanwhile, on that very same court, Caitlyn Clark was eating elbows, collecting scratches, and probably absorbing enough negative energy to power a haunted house. And still, the only player who had to be held back? Caitlyn Clark. Why? Because she had the nerve to respond. After all that punishment, she had to be physically restrained when a ref said something that clearly crossed a line. Let's rewind. Clark gets battered, bruised, and baited by the officials, and somehow, she's the issue? Make it make sense.
So today, in how the hell did the refs miss this, we have to look at Aliyah Boston getting absolutely cheap shot at by Tina Charles. And look, I know after the game, Tina Charles, you know, her and Aliyah Boston were talking and she was giving Aliyah Boston advice. I'm not out here saying that Tina Charles is the worst person in the world or Tina Charles the devil. What I'm saying is she should have been ejected. At the end of the day, basketball is a sport, and you can do things to get you ejected. It doesn't mean you're the devil. It doesn't mean you're some evil person.
If you're enjoying, please leave like and subscribe our channel. It's like the refs were trying out for their own reality show. Drama, chaos, selective hearing, and all. Real Housewives of the Hardwood featuring guest star, complete incompetence. Let's just stack the absurdities real quick. Aliyah gets hit in the face with all the grace of a WWE SmackDown. Refs say, meh, not worth it, didn't see it, the ball kept bouncing so I guess it's fine. Maybe she just walked into someone's hand? Maybe it was a wind gust? Then Caitlyn Clark gets bumped around like she's running drills with linebackers, and when she finally shows some fight, now the refs want to get involved. Now it's whoa, 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 calm down, Caitlyn. As if she caused the chaos. As if she initiated the Slap Olympics. And what's even wilder? Not one, replay. Not one, let's take a second look. Because apparently we're skipping that step now. You know, the thing every other sport uses when someone gets smacked in the orbital socket. Yeah, we're just breezing past that. Refs looked at Aliyah Boston like she just had a mild facial tic. Never mind the fact that her eye was blinking in Morse code asking for help. If this had happened to anyone else, anyone, on a different night, there'd be drama. There'd be reviews. Twitter would explode. But nope, not for Aliyah. Because apparently when you're Aliyah Boston, you're expected to take a slap, keep it classy, and get back on defense like it's just part of warm-ups.
What did you think about when your reactions all kind of went viral yesterday? You did one thing after the next. What was everything like for you afterwards?
I mean, it was pretty funny to see my reactions because I really had no idea. But I mean, it's okay. It's something that I was like, okay, well, I'll be seeing this for a while. People were like screenshotting me and putting it out. I was like, it's okay. It's fun though.
The referees must have been donning their emotional support blindfolds because there's no other explanation for missing a face slap that resonated through the arena like a fireworks display in a cave. A 7-foot-tall player's head being whipped around violently should have at least triggered some concern, or a whistle. But nope, nothing. Not even a side glance. And Caitlyn's situation? Let's dissect that chaos. She's out there, battling through relentless contact, hip checks, shoulder bumps, maybe even the occasional accidental karate chop, and she keeps playing. But when the referee, the person with the whistle, makes a call so wild that Clark has to be restrained, suddenly Caitlyn is labeled as the instigator? Are we being punked? Caitlyn didn't lash out at an opponent or storm the bench. She was reacting to the very officials who are supposed to enforce fairness. That's the shocking part. The referees had the audacity to rattle the most composed player on the court, all while ignoring the rough treatment dished out by others. It's an infuriating display of inconsistency. At this point, seeking fairness feels as futile as asking a magic 8-ball for answers. Hopeful, but unlikely. Did you see the slap? Hazy answer. Try again later. Was that a foul? Outlook, not so good. Is Aliyah okay? Signs point to no. The whole scene underscores the need for better officiating and accountability on the court.
Graceful. She literally punched her, as you see it right there. Tina Charles punched Aliyah Boston in the face, man. What are they doing? Why was it we not getting a call on that? Just checking out what some of the people say. Let's wait for facts, but regardless, violence has no place in the game. I really don't want to see this from ladies. And a no call, and that's the crazy part about it. It was a no call. And you wonder why Caitlyn Clark was mad at the refs.
It's almost poetic in the worst way possible. Aliyah Boston, the epitome of composure and grace, gets walloped like she's in a boxing ring. And the referees? They just sit back, sipping their tea as if nothing happened. Meanwhile, Caitlyn Clark is verbally jump-scared by a ref, and suddenly she's in need of a full security detail to keep her from losing her temper. Not because she's wild out, but because those in charge of player safety decided to poke the bear just to see what would happen. The absurdity of the situation was almost palpable, vibrating through the court like an echo chamber of negligence. Boston was left trying to piece together what had just happened to her face, her calm visibly shaken. Caitlyn, on the other hand, clenched her fists, holding back a surge of rage as a ref pulled the "who me" routine, acting as if they hadn't just created chaos. It was a symphony of incompetence, like someone set the game to chaos mode and handed the referees broken remotes. Let's be clear, this isn't about letting the girls play. It's about allowing blatant violence to slide while gaslighting the players who dare to react. Both Boston and Clark handled the chaos far better than most would. If roles had been reversed and a ref had caught that slap, there would have been an on-court memorial and a moment of silence before the next quarter. And if Caitlyn had so much as sneezed in a ref's direction afterward, a technical foul would have been called faster than a Gatorade bottle flying during a timeout. But when she was blindsided and told to quiet down, suddenly we're pretending emotional restraint is part of the official stats?
But we gotta talk about this. We have got to talk about this right here, because how the hell the referee saw this play right here. So, Aliyah Boston, and I have to say, Aliyah Boston does use her elbows a lot. Does she commit offensive fouls? Sure. She does. She uses her elbows a bit too much. It's on the referees to call that. But I mean this when I say this. An offensive foul does not warrant a swipe to the face. Like, I'm sorry. Like, that's basically saying you have, like, kind of... You were, like, sealing and you were kind of grabbing onto me. So I suplex.
Even the commentators were sitting in awkward silence. Like, did that just happen? Because yes, it did. In glorious 1080p, Aliyah's face got used like a speed bag, and Caitlyn nearly had to be physically removed because the people officiating the game forgot they weren't contestants in a roast battle. If anything, Boston's expression post-slap said it all. Not shock, not even anger, just pure confusion. As if to say, did that really just go uncalled? Meanwhile, Caitlyn's eyes were practically glowing like a Marvel character, about to unlock her final form. And somewhere in the middle, the refs were debating which brand of gum to chew next. There's bad officiating, and then there's this level of indifference. This was next level. This was we're not even pretending to care anymore. This was refs watching gladiator battles unfold and saying, play on, like it's ancient Rome. And it's not just about one call or one missed slap. It's the pattern. The shrug-it-off approach to physicality when it's inconvenient to address it. The refusal to treat blatant contact as anything more than part of the game. Unless, of course, someone talks back. Then suddenly, the officials find their courage and go full disciplinarian. So yeah, one night, 2 stars, 0 accountability.
You know it's a problem when the worldwide leader in woke is willing to call you out. The exclusive home of pretend basketball, the network that prides itself as the proud home of the WNBA. You know you have a serious problem when ESPN is willing to criticize their prize turd. Not only that, ESPN was willing to criticize the lack of officiating against Caitlyn Clark.
It's bad. Aliyah got popped in the face like she owed someone money, and Caitlyn got restrained like she was storming Area 51, all under the warm glow of referee neglect. Beautiful, isn't it? Just another day in the WNBA where the rules are made up and the fouls apparently don't matter, unless you're mad about them. And somehow, the Indiana Fever still managed to claw out a win. Yep, even with refs officiating like they lost a bet and were doing everything possible not to intervene, it's like the Fever were playing 5-on-8, with 3 of the extra players wearing zebra stripes and blindfolds. And still, they pulled it off. But at what cost? Because let's not pretend this was some triumphant victory parade moment. No confetti, no celebration, just a win wrapped in bandages and bruises. Because the biggest headline isn't the scoreboard. It's that Caitlyn Clark may now miss the next game. And not just any game. The Liberty. The team that plays like a well-oiled machine powered by caffeine and high IQ basketball. That's the game you need your star. That's the game you don't want to go into, with your floor general nursing wounds like she's a medieval soldier after battle. And if that wasn't bad enough, now there's buzz she might miss the All-Star weekend, too. Let that marinate.
Because I am pissed with what I seen displayed from the WNBA today. I mean, my goodness, the blatant disrespect. We got Caitlyn Clark brother erupting online. Caitlyn Clark letting it be known these refs are ridiculous.
The biggest rising star in the league, the very reason casual fans are even tuning in, might not be able to attend the event that's supposed to showcase, stars, because the referees decided body slams, full cart hugs, and 24/7 hand checking were totally fine as long as the ball was somewhere in the vicinity. They let defenders crawl on her like she was a jungle gym. It's disgraceful. This isn't some scrappy rookie we're talking about. This is Caitlyn Clark, the walking headline, the ticket seller, the eyeballs magnet, the one whose name trends whether she hits a logo 3 or ties her shoe mid-same. And the league let her get cooked. What kind of long-term vision is that? Hey, let's market the hell out of this generational star and then let her get ground into hardwood paste 3 times a week. Genius stuff.
People are watching the WNBA than ever before. And they're watching the refs, too. The WNBA has had officiating issues for years. Things got out of control when not 1 but 2 skirmishes broke out in a game between the Indiana Fever and Connecticut. Again, ask a WNBA player or coach about refs over the past few years, and they'll say that inconsistent or subpar officiating is due to a number of things, a high turnover rate in the league or a lack of experience among them. But it's worth noting how WNBA officiating is looked at by the NBA, which owns roughly 60% of the league. It's very common for WNBA officials after a few seasons in the W to move into NBA officiating crews, but you rarely see things go the other way around.
Now the Fever are left with a W and a possible gaping hole in their offense. Sure, they got the win, but at what cost? Because if Caitlyn doesn't suit up for the Liberty game, it's not just Indiana that suffers, it's the whole viewing public. The game loses its spark, and if she's out for All-Star Weekend, forget about it. That's like hosting the Oscars without any actors, just a bunch of seats and confused camera crews wondering why no one's clapping. This is supposed to be the moment the league builds momentum, but instead they're fumbling it like a soap-covered football. And now there's a real chance she'll be sidelined for the showcase event of the season? Bravo. And look, Indiana deserved that win. They fought, they hustled, they made the plays when it counted. But if Caitlyn Clark limps her way out of the rotation just so they could squeeze out a victory while the refs napped with their eyes open, it's a hollow prize. It's like winning a car race with no tires left. Sure, you crossed the finish line, but now your engine's on fire and your star driver needs medical attention.
It is getting harder and harder for me to actually enjoy the WNBA, and I really thought that we had turned a corner from last season, because if you guys remember, last season was 95% drama, 5% basketball. The narratives, the media, the fandom, everything, like nothing was basketball. It was all, oh, you only like this person because of their skin color. This person doesn't do anything. What kind of foul was that? Did you see what this person was posting on social media? This fan base is racist. It's dangerous to play at this arena. Anything.
How is this even okay? How has it become the standard? Let the players play is one thing, but let the players throw wrestling moves in the lane is a whole different story. The Fever played tough, the opponents played dirty, and the refs? They played pretend, pretending they didn't see the fouls, pretending it wasn't happening, even pretending that Caitlyn was just overreacting, despite the fact that she's not exactly the type to flop over a gust of wind. People are tuning in, celebrities are courtside, and ESPN is finally airing games at reasonable hours. Yet the officiating remains inconsistent, and the blatant neglect is embarrassing. How long can they ignore the chaos and pretend it's normal? Because the moment they start holding players accountable, everything changes. It's time for the league to step up and set a real standard, one that respects the game, the players, and the viewers.
This play right here, where Aliyah Boston was pretty much attacked by Tina Charles, this shows how dirty of a team the Connecticut Sun is, and it's the reason why they haven't won any games. Let's check out this play that has the whole internet buzzing, and nothing happened. She should have been ejected. She should have been tossed out the game. She should have been fined. Everything should come with this. Let's get into this play.
And this is the moment the officiating turns into a complete circus. This is when we're told, let's make our top players regret playing too hard. Honestly, this league has endless potential to thrive. The talent is at an all-time high, the storylines are electric, and fans are finally tuning in. But if stars keep getting injured because referees play statue and ignore the fouls, fans will start to tune out. And don't think the Liberty are going to go easy. They're in it to win, and they smell blood. They're going to come out like it's a playoff preview. If Caitlyn is stuck watching from the bench in street clothes, it's like someone stole the final act from a great movie. So yes, Indiana technically won, but in the bigger picture, it feels more like a loss. The league just proved it can't or won't protect its stars, and the consequences are already starting. If you enjoyed leaving a like and subscribing, more videos are on the screen now.